special city council meeting agenda for May 7th. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This May 7th, 2020 City Council meeting will be conducted pursuant to provisions of the Governor's Executive Order N 29-20. We're going to have a roll call.
Councilmember Ebner.
I am here by phone.
Councilmember Bertone. Here. Mayor Pro Tem Viana.
Here.
Councilmember Weber.
Here.
Mayor Badar.
Here.
Let the record reflect all council members are present.
Just in case anyone doesn't hear, Councilman Ebner is participating from teleconferencing. Okay, public comment on closed session items. Jeff?
Mayor, before we start the public comment, I wanted to make a statement for the public. Although it is not required to have on the agenda tonight the topic of the closed session, other than to say initiation of litigation in one case, I did want to make a statement about what the topic of the closed session is tonight for the public's benefit. The City Council in closed session tonight is going to be discussing and directing staff regarding potential initiation of litigation and the legal risks of initiating that litigation in connection with a proposed agreement between Los Angeles County and Motel 6 to use the Motel 6 in San Dimas for a county program called Project Room Key. The purpose of the Project Room Key program
Okay, Jeff.
The purpose of the Project Room Key program is to secure hotel and motel rooms for people who are at least 65 years of age and who are experiencing homelessness and are not infected with the COVID-19 virus. But they do have underlying medical conditions, putting them at a high risk of serious medical issues or even death if they become infected with COVID-19. It is a requirement as part of the program to be at least age 65 and to have underlying medical conditions. The Project Room Key program provides a way for senior citizens who do not have a home to stay inside, and protect themselves from the virus. Project Room Key is a private agreement between the County of Los Angeles and Motel 6 in San Dimas for these persons to stay in rooms at the hotel for a period of what we're being told 90 days. The current proposal between the county and Motel 6 is for all 118 rooms at the Motel 6 to be used for this Project Room Key program. The city is not a party to the agreement between the county and Motel 6, and we are not involved, since we're not a party, in negotiating that agreement. The agreement between the county and Motel 6 has not yet been signed by both of the parties as of yesterday, according to what we're told by Motel 6 representatives. Thank you, Mayor. That's the topic of the council's closed session tonight.
Thank you. Just one question, Jeff. Okay. It's two parties involved in this is the county and Motel 6. But isn't this a mandated thing from the state also?
This is a program that has been authorized by a governor's emergency order under the the governor's executive order under the California Emergency Services Act. And it has been held by several trial courts that cities do not have the legal authority to zone these kinds of uses.
Okay, we'll open up public comment. Do we have anybody on the line?
Well, but actually, Mr. Mayor, if I can make just a couple of comments regarding
Sure.
how people can participate.
Okay.
So the opportunity to provide comment during oral communications is via telephone, and individuals can call in to 909-394-6206. That number is on the screen, and it was posted about a half hour before the meeting, as well as it was posted on the agenda. So if individuals would like to make comment, they can call in. We do have a limited number of lines calling in, so if you do receive a busy signal, please call back, and if you do connect, we'll put you in the queue, and once the previous caller ahead of you concludes their comments, then you'll be patched into the city council chambers to make your comments. During oral communication, there is a 3-minute time limit. Are we still adhering to that?
3-minute time limit.
Okay.
But we may extend it depending on who's calling, or, not who's calling.
Okay.
We may extend the 30 minutes to pass that if calls keep coming in.
Okay.
But 3 minutes per caller.
Okay, and if I can ask City Attorney Olave if he could make a comment regarding the Brown Act and as far as the council's ability to respond to public comment?
Yes, it is important to keep in mind tonight that we have public comment on the agenda, but we do not have an open session item on the agenda to discuss this item tonight. We only have a closed session. So the public comment is for the public to give input to the council about this topic, but it is not for the council to get into a discussion or a back and forth with the public.
Thank you. Okay,
Ready to go?
anything else, Ken?
No, I think we're ready to take the first caller.
Okay, can we have the first caller, please?
Mayor, can I ask a question really quick?
Yes.
While we're waiting? Jeff, might you, while we're waiting for this, clarify in your opening remarks that we're not a party to, but the purpose is, I think if someone was listening, why are we then having a closed session?
Can you hold on 1 second, please?
We're having a closed session to discuss the city's potential initiation of litigation in connection with the Project Room Key program and the legal risks of the potential for litigation, and to have the city council direct staff on potential initiation of litigation.
Thank you.
Welcome to the San Dimas City Council. You're live.
Hi, yes. My name is Lisa Vermeulen, and I live here in San Dimas. I have been here since 2005. And when I first heard about this project, I was really kind of appalled and concerned at the same time. My concerns well, first of all, with the area that it's at, it's close to restaurants, which means that there will probably be a lot of homeless people panhandling, asking for money. I'm concerned also about possibly crime going up in San Dimas in this area, and possibly burglaries, close to it being by the park and ride, them wandering around. Also, too, worried about it bringing down, how are we going to get them out of here once the 90 days is up? Are they really going to leave? Trying to get them out. Who's going to be responsible for cleaning up the hotel rooms, making sure everything is okay? There's just a lot of concerns, and I know that they need a place that they need to go, but San Dimas is such a beautiful city, and we take a lot of pride here, all of us do, and it's just a big concern. We also have the gold lines coming at some point in time, so it's just raises some concerns. So I would really, really hope that you guys would really consider, I'm begging, please, probably along with everybody else that's going to call you too. I mean, I understand that the homeless people, they do need a place to go. How are we going to test them to make sure that they don't have COVID-19 before they go in the rooms and they stay there? And then how are they going to get there, and who's going to have them leave when it's time to go? I mean, they may have friends and say, hey, San Dimas is a beautiful place. You guys come on out here, and then before you know it, we've got tents going up and that sort of thing. So I'm just kind of looking at like future stuff that could happen.
Okay, well, thank you very
And
much.
that's all I have to say.
Okay, thank you very much for your concerns, and we appreciate you calling.
All right, thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
I appreciate your
Have a
time.
good, thank you. We have somebody else? Brad, do we have somebody?
Yes. Welcome to the San Dimas City Council meeting. You're live.
Hi, good evening. My name is Alba Amaya. I'm a resident of San Dimas. I live at 175 Center Court, and I'm calling in today because I'm concerned about the turnkey project. I moved to San Dimas about 4 years ago, and we have been dealing with the homeless issue in our neighborhood for the past 4 years. This is my fifth year. I'm also the department administrator of the Kaiser Permanente building on Arrow Highway, and I have also had many, many issues with homeless affecting the clinic. So I'm calling today because I want to protest this initiative. I believe this is a very short-term solution. It's going to bring a long-term problem to the city of San Dimas.
All right, anything else, ma'am?
You're very, very distant. I can't understand what you're saying.
Do you have anything else to say, ma'am? Hello?
Hello?
Hi, do you have anything else to say, ma'am?
I'm very sorry. I cannot understand what you're saying.
Thank you for calling. Do
Can you put me on speaker? Okay, thank you.
Do you have anything else to say, ma'am?
That was it. I just want to make it known that my husband and I are very much against this.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your call.
All right, thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am. Brad, anybody else? Okay.
Welcome to the City of San Dimas Council meeting. You're live.
Yes, my name is Terry Bearden, and I am extremely concerned about this project. I already worked on a project in Covina and with the Vanderlee Hotel, and we stopped that one, okay? And we can stop this one. For one thing, when they chose this hotel, did they take into consideration that just down the street we have an assisted living place where those people get out and wander around? Do we want them to get accosted by some of these people? Who's going to control these 110 people? Nobody. And who's going to make sure they're 65 and older? Do they think we're stupid? And then right next to assisted living, we have that school. And when it goes back into session, who's going to be watching that? And we're trying to get all these stores to bring back customers when we're starting to open up. Who is going to want to walk around and go back to those stores when you have these people wandering around? It's a humongous concern. I also called San Dimas Hospital today, and I explained to them what was going on, and I asked them, if we have a problem with these 110 people, can they handle any of it? She said, absolutely not. We have an 8-bed emergency room, and we have no room for any problems that they might cause. So what are we going to do about this? This is not something they can control. The county, What about us, the taxpayers, the people who live here? We're concerned about our community and rebuilding it. And how can we rebuild it when they put this kind of nonsense in our community?
Ma'am, thank you for your concerns. And do you have anything else you'd like to say?
Well, I'd just like to say, as a veteran, and I'm a person recovering from cancer, I don't appreciate any of this going on. This is not why I serve this country.
Thank you, ma'am. I certainly understand. Okay?
So thank you.
Have a good evening, ma'am. Do we have anybody else? I'm going to stop asking you. I'm going to just wait till you point and tell me no.
Welcome to the San Dimas City Council meeting. You're live.
Well, thank you. My name is Kathy, and I am a San Dimas resident. My concern is, well, first, I think the intent of this program is good. I think what you've explained so far is a good thing to do on a limited time. My concern is, once you let a certain amount of people into the room, I have worked with the homeless before, and I know they tend to, come together like a family or a group of friends. What is going to stop them from, after dark, letting several more people into the room? I know the hotel doors open, out to the public, so there's no way that can be monitored. So my concern is that it's going to bring in more than you anticipate to help. And that's it.
Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate your concern, and thank you for calling in.
You're welcome. Stay safe.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome to the San Dimas City Council meeting. You're
Yes,
live.
me. Okay, somebody's talking, so
Excuse me, ma'am, can you please mute your TV and turn your TV down in the background?
yes.
Thank you very much. You're live.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council, Jan Bartola, 35-year San Dimas resident, and I am going to echo the other previous callers in regards to strong opposition to Project Room Key. First of all, I'd like to know when the City of San Dimas itself became aware of this. I understand the attorney's explanation that the two parties involved the county and the representatives of Motel 6. However, here and again, community outreach with things that affect this community as far as potential crime, property values, and other concerns is a long-paying resident in this community are concerned. If it hadn't been for Councilman Vienna and his Facebook communication, I have to tell you, I was doing a lot of dialing for dollars today to friends and neighbors alike. All of them were unaware of this, other than maybe what was either on Councilman Ryan Vienna's Facebook post or next door. And so where is the outreach? Here and again, especially during this time of quarantine, especially when people are limited to communication, something as significant and as important as this. Not a few months ago, the council was talking and entertaining regulations being forced upon them through the county and the state of California to put mass low-income housing down in that area near the bowling alley project, and I'm sure that is still being considered and underway. And now we're looking at a potential 118-room motel facility that, incidentally, Motel 6 has always been and has been shady at best as far as the people who stay there. There's been a lot of drug deals going down. There are a lot of less than desirable people already there. So you bring in people to fill up 118 rooms that are supposedly 65 and not COVID positive. Well, first of all, in reading the criteria, it also said there would be no background or criteria check to verify or validate, and pretty much also anybody who stated that they had an underlying medical condition, regardless of age, would also be allowed to stay there. And then what in fact, or a previous caller mentioned, what if in fact somebody moves in and a few days later tests positive for COVID-19? Where do we go with this? And then how is it that once it becomes, if you will, a homeless shelter or whatever we want to refer to it as, How do you get people to vacate after 90 days? 90 days, but the period of time for this pandemic is indefinite and unknown. We've heard that all over the press, whether it's 3 months, whether it rears up again, the fall, the winter months, goes into 21, 22. Nobody knows at this point. So 90 days is a fictitious number with no idea what could happen, like I said, come fall. I'm very concerned also about, let's talk about bringing life back down to the community in the downtown area. We are looking to bring restaurants and get people active and involved again in the community. We already know small businesses are hurting horribly with the quarantine period we're in. And then I will say just today, I went into the CVS drugstore, broad daylight, in the middle of the afternoon. I was approached by a homeless guy, not wearing a shirt and a pair of sweatpants, barefoot, standing outside asking me if I thought he needed a mask to go inside the drugstore.
Miss
And that's
Bartolo,
just today,
Miss
okay?
Bartolo?
And so if we bring a lot more people, and whatever their problems are physically, mentally, emotionally, or otherwise, that is a concern, that it's not an improvement or a contribution to the people who have chosen to live in this community, pay taxes. It's a concern about
Mrs.
crime,
Bartolo?
potential increase in crime,
Mrs.
and our
Bartolo?
property values.
I'm sorry, your
I
time
think-
is up, ma'am.
All right. Well, I would like to say one last thing.
Sure.
Since the council is not at liberty to discuss this publicly this evening because of the closed session and potential litigation, I would like to know if the council or city attorney can do something to advise the people taking time to call in and communicate with you when, in fact, this can receive some additional public comment and interaction with the city council and mayor themselves, and even the city manager if he chose to speak on this matter. I thank you for your time.
No, we thank you. And as I understand, the city attorney will make an announcement after the city's closed session is over. Do you have anything else you want to add?
I beg your pardon?
Okay, there's going to be an announcement by the city attorney after the closed session.
Yeah.
It'll be a public announcement. Thank you very much for calling in, and we appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome to the San Dimas City Council meeting. You're live.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call. I would echo a lot of the other concerns that have been brought up here. Primarily, I would comment that there has been little to no public education or outreach revolving around this. I lucked upon it based on a Facebook post, and fortunately, I was able to then react and reach out to as many friends and family as possible. But I don't think a fraction of the population of San Dimas is aware of this process. Second, I think that we're all kidding ourselves if you think that it's a 90-day hard statement and then we're just going to magically evaporate the participants in this program. It never happens that way. Third, I heard at this meeting you guys were explicit about it being a 65 and over criteria. That's not how I read the program to be. I heard 65 and or medical condition. I would really appreciate it if you could clarify that in this meeting. It doesn't have to be a back and forth, but if you are under the impression that it is a hard 65 and over and medical, then that is not my interpretation of this program. And third, I just think that there are many different ways to handle this homeless epidemic that we're struggling under. This is not, in my opinion, an effective way to handle a macro problem like homelessness in California. This is a Band-Aid, a desperate attempt during pandemic times to take advantage of chaos and slam this through under everybody's, noses. And I appreciate the opportunity to voice my opinion today, and that'll be all I have to say.
Well, thank you very much. Is it possible, Jeff, could you reiterate what the 65 and over is. I'm going to ask the city attorney to clear the, as his understanding of the ordinance.
That was based on my reading of the county's program website, but if you give me a few seconds, I can take another look.
Okay, I think we have some other calls. Thank you, sir. He's hung up.
Welcome to the San Dimas City Council meeting. You're live.
Hi, thanks for having our commentary tonight. I just want to express my extreme discontent for LA County supervisors who seem to want to scapegoat the problem of homelessness to cities and really ship out the problem to communities that problem shouldn't be handed to. I think the biggest issue is the Pandora's box of problems that sometimes come with our homeless folks, and it's not for lack of empathy that I don't want them to have housing, but it's to acknowledge that sticking them in a hotel without the number of services that probably required to keep these folks stable, sober, medically well, etc., is not going to be it's not going to be adequate in a Motel 6, much less in a community near shopping centers that are just barely trying to get back on their feet after a number of weeks of being forced to shut down. I look forward to seeing y'all fight for our city and the wonderful law-abiding, tax-paying citizens who try to go to work every day to keep a humble home and a good future for their family and kids, because we don't have to put up with the stuff the LA supervisors want to, the problems that they fail to address and want to ship out to communities that don't have the problems. With sincere respect, I thank you all for having our commentary today, and please keep the citizens of San Dimas in your thoughts when you look forward to hopefully fighting this through litigation. Thank you all for your time this evening.
Thank you, sir. Do you have anything else to add?
No. Thanks today.
Thank you for your concern.
Bye-bye.
Mayor, I did take a look at the county's documentation again, and I had misread an or for an and. So it's or.
Sure.
It is either over 65 or having underlying medical conditions.
Thank you.
Welcome to the City San Dimas Council meeting. You're live.
Hi, Sean here. Good evening, City Council and members of the audience. I have reservations about Project Room Key that is being considered in our city. We should be good stewards to our neighbors and kin, but to the degree when that there are outside elements from across LA County who will be occupying the 118 rooms of Motel 6 and will be receiving background checks to ensure that these people aren't bad actors. Throughout the homelessness crisis plaguing LA County and the rest of the state, we've seen beforehand the result of the homeless population camped in San Dimas. You see shopping carts around the city, mini encampments sprout up, and businesses experience break-ins, panhandlers, and the trash left over from the aftermath. Are we supposed to take at face value who the county will dump on us? With our public safety and infrastructure at stake, I can't support this. As suggested by a commenter on Councilman Vienna's Facebook page, why aren't the county supervisors leading by example? Well, why aren't they leading by example? Place them in your neighborhood before considering dumping them into ours. And with that, I yield back the balance of my time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your concerns.
Welcome to the San Dimas City Council meeting. You're live.
Hello, Mayor Bedard. This is Marcella. I live near Pioneer Park. I don't know what people's making a big fuss for. The homeless been living in Motel 6 and Red Roof and all these places for the last 8 years. And there's nothing we could do about it. They have to have, my daughter's a veteran and she does housekeeping in these hotels. And she said they have to have somewhere to stay. You know, so I don't know what the gripe is all about. I live around them and they don't bother me, you know. They mind their own business. Over here near Pioneer Park, so I don't know why they're living in fear. We have enough going on in the world today. We don't need to be worried about, you know, where they're housing homeless. We have this damn virus roaming through our towns and everything that's killing people. That's what they should be worried about. You know, and we got to save lives out here. You know, it's about saving lives, not having dead bodies on the roadside. Okay? Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you for your concern. No more? Okay, I'm being advised that we have no further calls. At this time, we'll close this portion of the council meeting, and we'll move into closed session.
Mayor?
Yes.
I believe we may have some written communications that are for public comment, and the city clerk could address those.
Yes.
In addition, excuse me, in addition to the phone calls received at tonight's meeting, the city clerk received over 79 emails on this matter by the 5 p.m. deadline today. These have been provided, these have been provided to the council and will be entered into the record and have been posted on the city's website on the agenda page. Any emails that have been received after the cutoff will be posted by the end of day tomorrow.
Thank you. Okay, this portion of the meeting is adjourned. We'll move into closed session. We're going to reconvene a special city council meeting with a report from the city attorney on a study, correction, in the special session.
Closed session.
Litigation.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. The city council met in closed session tonight to discuss the one item on the closed session agenda, initiation of litigation pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9D4 in one case. There's no action that is legally needed to be reported out of the closed session tonight. However, the City Council does intend to express its opposition to the county regarding the project room key use at the Motel 6 and is determined to continue negotiating with the county for terms to protect the city of San Dimas, including additional security at the facility, a limit on the number of rooms used to be reflective of the need in the San Dimas community, and additional exit terms for the end of the program that are protective of the city. That is a statement that the council authorized me to make tonight. That's the end of the closed session report. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, that'll be the end of the special session of the City Council. We'll continue to May 12th, the regular City Council meeting.